Well, this is going to be checkmate. We're going to call the game here after the German half of turn 7. We only did one attack, but I went ahead with the gambit. I took the 215 Tank Battalion and the or Panzer Battalion and the 129th of the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. Took them out of the hex north of Salerno, parked them in that hex, attacked the commandos, the British commandos in hex 2809, and we got a D1 result. Basically, I had to roll a 5 or a 6 to succeed, to do what I wanted to do, I should say that. The British use their sea fires, but not their naval support, because naval support only helps you on attack or with a determined defense. But they were able to use their air support to give them a column shift and make it a lot harder on the Germans. But with that 5, they get a 3-hex advance. They use 1 hex to advance, of course, into the defender's location. Now, in this game, you don't actually have to do that. You could advance like this if you wanted to. There's lots of nuances to the advance rules I don't want to get into in this video, but let's just say I used 1 to advance there, used the 2nd to advance here, and then we attacked the Uncle beachhead with the 3rd advance. So instead of advancing a hex, I used it for a breakthrough combat with that stack. And that's a 4-to-1 combat. There wasn't really enough, there wasn't any support. If one of these units had been adjacent, say if this unit had been adjacent, then he would have been able to apply 3 movement, or three of the 5 defense factors could have been added to his rating of 2. So he would have been a 7. That would have been a 1-to-1 attack. And then you add in the column shifts for the tank. So 2-to-1 would have been the best you would get. But without that support, this guy's pretty vulnerable. And with a 4-to-1 attack, that was pretty much guaranteed. He rolled another 5, which forces a retreat, but it's a 0 movement unit, so he dies. And that was that. So that's -2 victory points for lost beachheads. Got a little too frisky, a little too aggressive with the Allies, I think, in this particular game. And for that reason, ended up losing the 1 beachhead here and the 2nd beachhead there. And so that is the final outcome. The reason I'm calling is because in order to win, the Allies have to have 8 or more victory points. They had 7. If they picked one of these up, they would have 8. If they got both of those towns, that would be 9. But with -2 victory points for losing those beachheads, that's -2. And there really isn't a realistic chance of the Allies getting at what's called critical units. Like, the only German ones that would give the Allies points is destruction of artillery pieces, and they don't have a way to get at them, not realistically anyways, within the scope of the time left to the left in the game. So really nice little 8-turn scenario, tight scenario, lots of action. And then if you want to play the full campaign, the game could continue, but it's going to start to shift just like it would in Normandy 44 when the Allies are starting to break out. So that's Salerno 43. That's the final outcome there and how everything resolved itself. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more games from GMT and other companies.